If there are people who went to hell and seen hell, and people like the song by Cancelberry, testimonies from Christian people say that even Michael Jackson and many supposedly good people like Pope John Paul II, well, I think the question is whether it is true that people from hell, and Yahushua tells a story in which a rich man fell into hell and a poor man arrived in paradise, specifically in the bosom of Abraham, which was the place for the righteous at that time. And Abraham tells the rich man that even if someone came back from the dead, people would not believe. To put it this way, there in Luke, the scripture would be saying that it is not necessary for a person to go and see hell and come back to tell people, because if people do not believe the prophets, do not believe Moses, do not believe the old covenant, they will not believe someone who comes back from the dead. So it is very possible, it is a great possibility that most people who say not having gone to write a book, make a movie and all that, they simply did it for that, to receive attention, to make money with the story and so on. I do consider it possible, of course, that Yahweh gives that revelation to some specific person. On the other hand, I also consider the possibility to either give someone a good scare so that they wakes up from their spiritual walk, so that they leave the evil to the enemy who may have a similar experience to being in hell. I consider that in some cases, some people have had dreams that are too real, or visions that are too real, which are not necessarily literally from hell, or that their souls were necessarily there in hell, but the vision or the dream was so real and so strong that this is what the person interprets and says. But it is obviously understandable that this happens. So yes, I believe that Yahweh can allow those revelations, but I do think that most of those mentioned, the way they say them, have a lot of imagination, it is falsehood and so on. Now, if it is true that there are many whom the world considers saints and who will be in hell, yes, completely, because in the world they call good evil and evil good. So there are many people who are considered good who will be in the fire, and there are many people who are considered bad who will be ruling as kings over the rest. In fact, remember the two witnesses, they will be hated so much that they will be killed, the whole world will hate them. So for the world, the two witnesses should be in hell. However, Yahweh will place them in a high place.